Hi, I'm Helmut Licht. Thank you for joining me in the second video about the force. In the first video, I explained briefly about the creative process in nature, where you have to have a seed. The seed has to fall into a nurturing environment, and once in there, then the seed can germinate and come out as a whatever it is, a plant, a fruit, a flower. And then we discussed that if the seed falls on a dry, hard ground, it cannot enter into any nourishing environment. There has to be another factor present for this to happen, which was water. Water softens the ground, first of all, and second of all, water carries the nutrients needed for the plant to grow. Here is a quick illustration of the process. Here is the seed. The seed falls on the ground. If the ground is dry and hard, the seed can go no further and perishes. However, if the ground is moist and soft, the seed can sink into it, acquire the nourishments needed, and then sprouts and appears in the physical world as the plant or the flower or the tree. In other words, in the reproductive cycle of the seed, we had three factors. We had the seed, we had the moist, soft ground or nurturing environment, and we had the water, which softened the ground and carried the nutrients that the seed needed to grow. Then we ask ourselves, if thoughts are seeds, what is the water in that respect? And what is the nurturing environment in that respect? And I explained to you that the nurturing environment for a thought is the force, which permeates the entire universe down to the smallest subatomic particle. This force is always ready to be activated, and a thought under certain conditions will activate that force. The water is the emotion that accompanies the thought. That emotion allows the thought to activate the force. The seed is originally outside the nourishing environment and has to be brought into it in order for the creative process to begin. The thought is already within the force. All it needs is an emotion attached to it in order for the force to be activated. That's the big difference. This principle of a thought and an emotion, when combined, activate the creative process, is beautifully illustrated in astrology. When is the sun the strongest in a year? When is it at its highest point? Because the sun really is the prime creative energy in our solar system. Well, the point where the sun is the strongest is when it leaves the sign Gemini to enter the sign Cancer. And what is the key word for Gemini? I think, which is thought. And what is the key word for Cancer? It is I feel, which is an emotion. Next, I showed you in my last video how you create or recreate self-perpetuating negative cycles that keep repeating and repeating and keep bringing us the same thing over and over again. And I promised you that I would show you now how to break those cycles and even convert them into positive cycles. So here we go. The purpose of these videos is twofold. First, to explain to you the creative process, which we just did, and then second of all, and most importantly, if we are involved in a negative cycle, how to stop that and even convert that into a positive cycle. And I will show this to you now. Let's say that you are getting a phone call and the man is telling you that your payment is overdue, and unless you make payment within 1 week, they are going to start collection procedures. Well, you have no choice but to think about money, because he's right, you owe the payment. Now, where you have control is how you feel about the phone call, how it makes you feel. If you get upset or annoyed or guilty or any of those emotions, negative emotions, then you have already started a new negative cycle. But if you can control your emotions and have no bad feelings, no upset, no guilt, but rather replace those negative emotions with a positive one, then you have stopped the negative cycle and you have started a new positive cycle. And I will show you how you can do this. We have to create a positive emotion. There are two ways to create a positive emotion. One, from memory, or two, from an actual experience or event. If you create one from memory, everyone has memories of some happy event. For instance, winning a contest, receiving a gift, a romantic date, a promotion, receiving a good grade on a test, and so on. Sit down during a quiet moment and try to relive that particular event until it becomes so real that the positive emotion is felt all over again. With a little practice, this positive emotion can then be recalled almost immediately. You then have what I call a reserve emotion, or an emotion in your back pocket. And here is how you use it. The next time you get this call about a delinquent payment, listen to the caller, mentally deal with the situation, and before you allow any negative emotions to take hold of you, create your reserve emotion. In doing this, you're artificially associating a positive emotion with the subject matter of the phone call, money. Because of the positive emotion, the force accepts your thoughts about money, and you have created an event having to do with money and positive emotions. In other words, something nice is going to happen to you in connection with money. Creating positive emotions from an actual experience. This in turn can be accomplished in two ways. You can A, wait for an event to happen, or B, create your own event. A, for an event to happen. Life is full of nice surprises. A compliment, a gift, an unexpected seat on the bus during rush hour, an invitation to a party, etc. Any one of these would create a good emotion within you. Once you feel that good emotion, don't waste it. It is real. You are tingling with it. Don't waste it. Amplify it. Prolong it. Most of all, use it in the same way that you would use the emotion in your back pocket. Immediately associated with a situation in your life that usually creates a bad emotion within you. Create your own event. Do something nice, just for the sake of doing something nice. No ulterior motives, except to feel good. After you did it, feel good about it. Concentrate on your good emotion. Expand it. Intensify it. Bask in it. But don't brag about your deed, though, since this will tinge your emotion in an undesirable way. Then think about an area in your life which could use this good emotion. Think about it long enough to get it into your mind, but not long enough to allow your emotions to be pulled down. After a few seconds, go right back to thinking about your good deed and keep feeling good. Flash back to the other subject, go back to your deed and stay there, feeling good. Remember to always keep your emotions positive. Your thoughts can flit from subject to subject for the sake of association, but your emotions must remain positive. This concludes my second video on the Force. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something from it. In my next video, I will show you additional sources of good emotions that are with you and occur every day, and a few more other things that we should be discussing. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you.